Alright, now we're going to learn how to deal with accidentals in solfege. So far you've been working with solfege strictly diatonically, meaning no sharps, no flats, other than of course what is existing in the key signature, but no chromatic tones. But as you get into the minor mode first and then into other chromatic pitches, it'll be important to learn how to perform the solfege syllables using sharps and flats and in different situations. So let's first, there's actually a relatively easy rule of thumb that we can incorporate, that we can use here. And let's start with the solfege syllables that we already know. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and then back to do. And let's do the descending one. Notice I'm ascending using sharps and descending using flats. That will the reason why will become apparent in a moment. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, and do again. There's a relatively simple rule of thumb when either raising a pitch or lowering a pitch. So here's what happens when we raise a pitch. When we add a sharp to it, depending on the key, it might be a natural. But in this case, in the key of C, when we add a sharp, when we raise a pitch by half step, this is what we will do with the solfege. What we will do is we will take the vowel sound of the solfege, so there's O, E, I, A, sol, O, A, E, O, again, the vowel sounds, and you will add the E sound to it. You will change the syllable, or not the entire syllable, but the vowel part of the syllable to an E sound. So do will become D, re will become re, mi is not raised because it already is a half step from fa. Now, a mi sharp does exist, but so rarely we'll deal with that actually when we get to it very near the end of the books. Fa becomes fi, sol becomes si, la becomes li. And sol becoming si is an interesting case, because I've had students many times ask, because in some other countries they use the solfege system, but they say do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do instead of ti, do. And the reason we use ti instead of si, because when you use a fully chromatic solfege, raised sol is si, and so we wouldn't want redundant syllables for two separate notes. So that's the reason. So as you can see, in all cases here, adding the E sound is just like putting a sharp on the note. Similarly, when we are descending or adding a flat to a note or lowering the note by half a step, we are also going to change the vowel sound that is already existing in the diatonic solfege. And that vowel sound is e, which we will represent by the letter E, or a rather. So T will become te, la will become le, sol will become se, and again fa is a half step from mi already. Fe, which is a lowered fa, does exist, but so rarely we're not going to deal with it now. Mi becomes me, and re becomes ah, and this is where the system breaks down, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it doesn't work in all cases. Ascending, when you add a sharp, always add the E sound and you're going to be okay. Descending, add the A sound and you will be alright, unless you are trying to lower re, which already has the re sound, unfortunately. That will become Ra. Ra, like the Egyptian sun god. Ra. So almost the system works perfect. It's like conjugating verbs. There's always an exception. There's always something that doesn't follow the rules. But let's go ahead and sing through this. I'll go ahead and play it on the piano and sing along. Sing through the chromatic scale ascending and then descending to get a feel for how it works. Remember, these are all equidistant. These are all half steps, but it's easy to get lost, which is why I'm going to accompany you on the piano in 2 octaves. So let's just hear it first. And now descending. Let's go ahead and sing along this time. I'm going to slow down the tempo probably by about half. Let's give it a try from Do now. Do, Di, Re, Mi, Fa, Mi, So, Si, La, Mi, Ti, Do. And let's go now, down now using flats. Do, ti, te, la, re, so, se, fa, mi, re, ra, do. And that is how we perform accidentals in solfege. Many of these accidentals are not going to be very common until very near the end of the class and more late romantic or earlier modern music, but some of them you're going to see quite often. For example, te, le, and me. Those are the 3 lowered notes that you encounter in the natural minor scale. So those are extremely common. Among the sharps, D and Fi, to a certain extent C are among the more commonly encountered ones, but that's how it works. So come back and practice the chromatic scale. It's one of those scales that I recommend that you sing as you walk around campus. No one will think you're weird, they'll just know that you're a music major. That's what I did, that's how I learned the scale when I was a student here. Alright, good luck. And that is how we do accidentals in solfege.